Good day, class. Now, for homework, last class I told you to read the story After 20 Years. I trust you all read it, because I'm going to be asking you a number of questions. I also hope you all remember to do the MPoly quiz online. That'll help determine if you actually read and understood the story. Now, After 20 Years involves two men named Bob and Jimmy. What do Bob and Jimmy agree to do? Sun Yoon. What's that? Good. They agree to meet at a certain place. 20 years later, no matter what. Because they are good friends. Does the meeting go well for the two people? I mean, do they end up happily ever after, Bob and Jimmy? Yes or no? And if you say, and remember to say why it's a yes or why it's a no. Ah, good. Tim Park? Right, it doesn't end up good. It ends up bad for the two. And why is that, Tim? You know, what happens when you break some rules in society? What happens to you? What happens to you? You know, someone comes and does this to you, and you're behind bars. That's right. Jimmy has Bob arrested. Okay, now here's another question. Is it actually Jimmy who arrests Bob? Actually, Kim? That's true. Jimmy does not actually arrest Bob. He has a police officer pretending to be Jimmy arrest Bob. Okay, before I go into the vocabulary and ask you more detailed questions about the story, there's a conversation I'd like to have about this story. First off, raise your hand. How old do you think I am? He-G-U? Not quite 40. A lot of people say that. You know, beard makes me look a lot older than I am. 25? No, but that's a lot closer than 40. I am 27 years old. I know what it's like to have 20 years of your life pass by. A lot changes. You change, hopefully for the better. For example, 20 years ago, when I was 7 years old, I hated school. My mom had to drag me out of bed to come to school. I was living in America, had not been to any other country, well, except Canada. I ate some rather unhealthy food, a lot of it. Watched a lot of cartoons on TV. Now I just watch a lot of cartoons on YouTube. But let's stick with the story. I could go on and on how 20 years have passed. Here's my question for all of you. Has there ever been somebody who you thought you'd be best friends forever or friends forever, but then you stopped seeing one another, or if not, turned against one another? Anyone? Like, what could make two friends not like each other anymore? I'll give you a moment or two to consider. Oh, and please say it in English. You're smart people. You're at MPoly. I trust that you can express whatever you're saying in English. Cell phone, please. Let's keep this at step 1. You know the steps. Step 1. Warning. Step 2. I put you in a new seat. Step 3. Study hall. Thank you, ma'am. I know you're a responsible person. Okay, can I see some hands raised? Okay. David Yoon, tell me about a friend you once had that you don't talk to anymore. He moved to Australia. You never emailed him? I understand you like to do things in person. It can be hard to have a friend who you just talk to through email or telephone, but you should give that person a call. I have a nice conversation. Diane Kim? One of your friends decided to be a bully and you didn't like that. Person still bullied other people? That's too bad. Well, if they are willing to keep bullying other people, they don't deserve your friendship. Okay. I've lived all over America before. I've met many people, had numerous friends. And as I moved around, I really didn't bother to keep in contact with them. Kind of like you, David. I need to keep in contact with other people. Now, remember, Bob and Jimmy, they meet in front of a place where an old restaurant was. That place had so many memories, even though the restaurant wasn't there anymore. I've been all around Korea. I've been all around Seoul. I've gone down to Gwangju City, way down in the southern part. Even went down as far as Jeju Island. There's a lot of places of Korea that I like. Is there any particular place here in Korea or in any other country that you'd like to hang around? One that has memories? I do a lot of running. I run 21-kilometer races. 21-kilometer races. They're called half marathons. Most of those half marathons occur along the Hangang River. I love to run and walk along it. It's just a beautiful place. Beautiful scenery, lots of memories, especially at nighttime. So anywhere else that holds a special memory for you? Alice? Oh yeah, Lake Park, over in Ilson, way over by Juleup Station. I used to live there. I agree, beautiful place. Lots of flower gardens, animals, beautiful lakes. Full of memories. That's another place I'd love to hang out in Korea. If I was to meet someone special, it'd be in Lake Park. Okay, any other places you like to hang around? Itaewon, that's a good place. I love all the restaurants they have in Itaewon, especially like the Middle Eastern, Pakistani. Not sure if you're familiar with those. Those are certain nationalities. Okay. I'd love to talk more and more about friendship, but we need to go over the story, the details, the vocabulary. I want you to ace these quizzes and monthly tests. So let's begin. Continue on with the review.